What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Life to Metal. It's time for Rock Metal Update. That's right, time for Rock Metal Updates. Been a while since I've done one of these because, frankly, just been busy. Moved into a new office, so No Life to Metal Records Graphics is now in a new office. No longer in one of my bedrooms, so that's cool. But I've been moving a lot of stuff, was out of town for a while, so that's kind of why I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of videos recently. Went to Arizona, did a video with TROG, 1988 top whatever it was, and while I was out there, I got to hook up with Steve Bodine, or Harmless Rebel from the VC. Him and his wife and my wife and myself all went out to some dinner one night. I think it was like Saturday night. We went out to dinner, just hung out, you know, ate, had a few drinks, laughed, just had a good time, you know, and it was really cool getting together. It was like being with an old friend, even though I'd never met him in person before. We've been friends and talked on the phone, and you know, did the VC thing for, I don't know, the last 5-6 years, or maybe more longer than that. And yeah, it was really cool hooking up with him. So I kind of wanted to show some of the stuff that he gave me as VCLT, and also some of the stuff I picked up while I was in Arizona. Because one of the things we did is TROG and myself and Steve all went out record shopping one day, and we picked up a few things, and it was a blast. We had a good time. So I'm gonna start off with something that has nothing to do with any of that. I just thought this was kind of cool, and I just always wanted to show it and I always forget. And, this is a Blind Faith album that a friend of mine from Germany gave me. But what I thought was cool about it was, besides being an alternate cover to the one that you've probably seen a million times, either that one or that one, that's also used on the front cover sometimes. This is actually on a Caruso Gold series, German pressing. It came in this, which I thought was kind of cool. I love finding this kind of odd stuff inside of used records, but someone that spent the time to paint this whole thing on here, and I just thought it was kind of cool. So there you go. Just wanted to share that. Just neat when you find, you know, odd stuff like that. I found all kinds of things in records, concert tickets. I've found, you know, pull-outs from magazines, articles on the bands, all kinds of weird stuff I found in them. But I thought that was kind of cool. It was kind of personal. All right, so first of all, there's a few records that Steve gave me as VCLT, and this is the fourth and I believe the final album for Starcastle, U.S. progressive rock band Starcastle. This being their least progressive. The earlier three had a very Yes-like sound. This one's a little more condensed, a little more poppier, and I mean, it was, what year was this thing? It was probably like in the mid 80s or the early 80s, but in any case, the sound changed. It was no longer that the long proggy songs that oh, actually this is 1978 looks like. Regardless, it's not quite as, you know, there's no real long, super long songs, save for one, I believe. Yeah, all the songs are under 4 minutes long, with the exception of When the Sun Shines at Midnight, the last song, which is 6:15. But I mean, you know, previous albums they had 10-minute songs, you know, those kind of things. So this is a very different sound for them. Very cool. Good album from Starcastle if you're into progressive rock. But I wouldn't start out with this one. I would start with one of their first three albums, because this one is quite different from those. It would be almost like picking up, you know, 90210 or 90215, whatever it is by Yes, and then expecting the old catalog to sound like that, because it just doesn't. You know, it doesn't have that same vibe. So Metal Massacre 9. This is a very cool one. Has Banshee on there, which I'm sure you guys have heard me rave on about for, you know, years, and are probably tired of hearing me rave on about them. I've always liked this one just because of the cover as well. I always like the hockey cover and combining the hockey and metal, and but there's some great stuff on here. So you got Banshee, We Want You, Oliver Magnum, great stuff. Toxic Wasteland, great speed metal from Toxic. Dissenter, Red Rum, a band with a stupid name, Pedophile. Then you got Chaos Horde, Faith or Fear, Philadelphia band, fantastic thrash band, The Wrath, and Overdose. So again, that was another one that came directly from Steve. And then finally, this is one that was right off my want list. And I probably mentioned it sometimes, and he heard it, and he hooked me up with That's Victory Live, a live album from 1988 from German metal band Victory. very glad to have this. Some cool live photos in the back. Great sound, great recording. It's you know, raw, but it's not too raw. It's really, really well done. A live album from these guys. So Victory, that's Victory Live. It's on the Rampage label. And yeah, those three were all given to me from Steve. So very cool of Harmless Rebel to hook me up there. Then this is all stuff that I picked up while I was out in Arizona riding around with Steve and TROG. I didn't pick up a lot of stuff. I did pick up some, not as anywhere near what Steve picked up, but it's just some oddities I picked up. Some things that, you know, just you don't usually see around. This is a promo single for Dio, Time to Burn. Not too long ago I did a part 1 of a Dio series. I still need to do the part 2. And this is just one I didn't have. I've never actually seen this one before. This is a 12-inch single for that one song, and that's it. It's a radio pressing. Cool black and white, you know, picture sleeve though, so I grabbed that. It wasn't real expensive, but it was nice to grab. This is Holocaust, new British heavy metal band Holocaust. This is a single for, it's a 2-song single I believe, for what do we got here? I can't remember the names of the songs, and they're not written on here. It's not that I can see. Let's see here. We'll just pull it out. So we've got Don't Want to Be a Loser, Good Thing Going On, and Coming Through. So a 3-song single, not a 2-song single. But yeah, it was, I don't know, $5 or $6. So I thought, hey, why not? You don't run across Holocaust, anything from Holocaust, you know, in stores, just, you know, out shopping. So I thought that was pretty cool and grabbed it. Another oddity here, this is The Rods, Too Hot to Stop, 12-inch maxi single. It's got 4 songs on it. So it's got Power Lover Live, Rock and Rollin' Again, and Too Hot to Stop Live. And then of course it has the Too Hot to Stop, which is the single. I have the 7-inch single of this, didn't have the 12-inch, so I thought it was kind of cool. Again, picked this one up fairly cheap. Actually I picked it up from the In Groove, a newer store out there, which I thought was a great store. They had a lot of great stuff. Everything was really clean. They had it in Blake sleeves. They had the records outside. Everything had been spin cleaned, so everything's like, you know, very good condition. Great store. But anyhow, I snagged this one and this one, which I'd never seen before. This is a promo single for the Rods. Rabid Rock from the Rods. Advanced tracks from the forthcoming LP, The Wild Dog. So you've got, it's actually, it actually only has 2 songs, I believe, on it. Maybe 3, if I recall. Yeah, 3 songs. So it's got Too Hot to Stop, the uncensored offensive version. And then it's got Too Hot to Stop, the cleaned up radio version. And then it's got the side B is the song Violation, which is a really good straightforward metal track from East Coast band The Rods. So yeah, 2, again, singles, so some more singles, but nice grabs. You know, that's something you just don't see very often, and not something I generally would be looking for online either. So the rest of these are all full lengths. Not a ton of them here. I only grabbed 3. This one was great. This, again, from the In Groove store. This is the U.S. pressing of Rock Goddess. I have the European pressing of this Rock Goddess album, Hell Hath No Fury, but it's got different songs, it's a different mix, it's a different sound, it's even a different cover. So for $5 I snagged it, and yeah, I dig Rock Goddess. It's just good, straightforward, you know, new wave of British heavy metal, hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call them. So very cool to find that for, like I said, $5 in fantastic condition. And then this is another one I found for, I don't know, under $5. I think it was like maybe 4. On the Target label, this is Legs Diamond. This is one of their 80s records when they were trying to go for a more commercial heavy metal sound as opposed to the hard rock they did in the 70s. I prefer the 3 albums they did in the 70s, but I just never owned this one. Never heard it, just never owned it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab it for like $5. And again, it was in awesome condition. So I got very, very slight ring right at the top. Doesn't bother me at all, so I'm gonna, you know, give this one a spin. I haven't actually listened to it yet, but it's in my pile to listen to, so I will be soon. Now you can kind of see the look here too. It's I mean, it almost looked like a UFO in the 80s to me, but yeah, cool pickup. Land of the Gun. I can't remember what year this one came out. Let's see if there's a year on here somewhere. I don't see one handy, so anyhow, I know it's just the 80s, somewhere in the mid 80s. And then finally, picked up a really awesome pressing of the very first St. Vitus here, you know, with original vocalist Scott Reegers. Has the silver foil stamped and embossed St. Vitus logo on there. Traditional, great Doom on the SST label. I can't tell you if it's an original pressing. I don't know. I do know it's not the repressing, the recent repressing, because they don't have the silver. It's just, I think, gray or something like that. Regardless, in fantastic condition. I mean, it looks like it's never been played. It's so nice. St. Vitus, great doom metal from the U.S. So that's what I picked up on my trip with out in Phoenix with TROG and with Steve. So I'm going to end this video with just a couple pictures from that time period. You get to see Steve and his wife and myself having dinner, and the second one is from that In Groove Records store when we're standing in front of a huge Led Zeppelin painting outside the store. That's it. God bless. Stay strong.